Excuse me. 1 second. Oh. Wow. If you see how he chugs it, it's a whole different level. Hello, everybody. How's it going? This is Eddie from the Nerdy Basement, writer, co-host, nerd enthusiast. So I wanted to take a few minutes before hopping into this video to let you guys know that what we're doing. This is a new format that we're trying. If you listen to Ozzy's latest episode, it was him solo, and it was just pretty much saying, hey, this is what we're trying to do for the Nerdy Basement moving forward. And I think it's awesome. I'm excited because, at the same time, as he probably mentioned, I think he did, it's hard to really establish scheduling and so on and so forth, especially when you're trying to work a 9 to 5 and, everybody has their personal lives and everything, and we can't do this full time yet. So with that, I wanted to let you guys know, hey, I'm still around. Comics in the Basement's still around. We might be under the same banner still, Nerdy Basement, but we're still all in the basement. So, it's all about good times. It's all about keeping the medium alive, obviously, because we're here to talk about comics. We're here to talk about nerd culture, and that's what I'm excited about the most. With these new formats, hopefully it really resonates with you guys, and we can enjoy getting a chance to talk about a lot of the comics that we've been meaning to talk about, and we just haven't gotten to them yet. So with that, I'm going to keep it very short. And I want to get right into what we're doing. Hope you guys enjoy it. Yeah, let's get into it. And I'm here again. Welcome everyone back to the basement. You might know me as Eddie, Ed, or just one of the persons of Comics in the Basement. Miguel's not joining today because this is going to be a nice little Spitfire episode about something that I finally caught up to. And this is what this segment is going to be called. It's going to be called The Catch Up. All right? There's going to be a lot of catch up because, guys, there's so much stuff that's coming out. We're trying to get to everything, and, sometimes things just fall out. So, my catch up episode 1 is going to be on none other than, wait for it, I'm still getting used to this OBS stuff. Boom! The Human Target by Tom King. The current run that he's doing, a 12-issue maxi series, started back in November of 2021. And guys, there were 6 issues so far. It was a monthly. Wow. I'm just going to say it out there. Wow. Okay? This 6 issues that have came out have been phenomenal. You guys know we praise Tom King way too much for a good reason, though, because Tom King makes you care about characters that you have not heard from since maybe ever. Okay, because here's the thing: the Human Target is a character that was created back in 1950s, actually earlier, like during the Detective Comic eras and all that kind of stuff. There were multiple human targets. All right, the gist of it is these were characters that were pretty much the best of the best when it came to being literally a human target for whoever their client was. Right, this person in particular, he started off in the 1950s. You may have seen him in multiple other mediums and everything as well, between Action Comics, Detective Comics, Batman itself, even Arrow actually gave him a nice little cameo, never used him again, which is kind of disappointing, but it is what it is, right? But this is Christopher Chance, right? This man he is the epitome of like a James Bond-ish type of individual that is just suave as hell. It's all noir type of feelings, right? And he is just badass, right? Like he's no saint, I can tell you that much. This man carries a gun, okay? It is what it is. This is his profession. But what his main profession is, and for what he provides his clients, is that he's capable of taking their identity and almost perfectly mimicking this person. You could say that he's a perfect actor. He's a master of disguise. It could be a number of things of how you want to say it. But when he chooses to take on a role, he is that person. And it's amazing, right? One of his earliest ones you might even remember back when Alfred actually had to hire him because Deadshot was looking for Bruce Wayne, take him out as soon as possible and all that kind of stuff. But Christopher Chance stepped in while Batman took care of Deadshot and so on and so forth. And this is where Human Target really got all his ball rolling, right? High profile characters that needed a stand-in, or they knew there was an assassin coming in and so on and so forth. He came in and he did the dirty work. He took the shot, survived usually, because for whatever reason, not many people usually go for the headshots, I guess. Like snipers, or depending on the situation, not everyone does what they need to do, right? But it is what it is. This is how the character is written, and this is how everything happens, because at the same time, hitting the body, bigger target, right? Look, literally, giant bat down right on my chest right now. Easy to hit. But when it comes down to it, right, Christopher Chance is one of the best at what he does. Hence why I think Tom King probably even chose to use him. But also because Tom King obviously has his, his love for all these characters that have like this, secret agent vibe to them, because he himself worked for the CIA. So there you go, right? But with Christopher Chance and the Human Target, he takes this character and makes you fall in love with him out of nowhere, right? Now with the timing of how everything is, you can take it any way you want. It could be current, it could be back set when JLI were around, because if you can see on this cover right here, we have the Justice League International. All right, and this is one of those iterations of the Justice League of America, Justice League in general, and all these characters here are a part of the forefront of his story. As I said, with these 6 issues, things go fast. It's crazy. All right, so I want to give you the little bit of the very beginning of all that. When we get right into it with him impersonating Lex Luthor. We don't even know it was him, right? But he takes a sip of coffee. It's Lex Luthor. We just assume it's Lex Luthor, because who else would it be? It looks exactly like him. He's acting like him. He's an ass, and he's about to do this, this pretty much this this expo and everything, kind of like the Steve Jobs ways of doing things. And within a few minutes of getting into a speech, he gets shot. Right, but then we already know this is Christopher Chance. He has a body armor on and all that kind of stuff, and he gets up and he knocks out this assassin and everything. Later on, we figure out that, hey, Lex Luthor hired him to bring out the assassin, see why this death threat going on and all that kind of stuff, and go on from there. But here's where the twist hits. It hits you right away. Christopher Chance gets poisoned right away. And we figure that it's not him that was the target. It was actually Lex Luthor. Because this one cup of coffee that, he happened to drink and everything, because this is one of the things that Lex Luthor did every morning, ended up being poisoned. And not even him, Christopher Chance, was able to even detect it, because it was a specific type of poison, able to be masked so well. It was high quality stuff, I could say, right? So we get a little bit of ball rolling and all that kind of stuff, and he goes to Dr. Midnight at the Justice League headquarters and all that kind of stuff to get checked out, because he crashes his car, which, again, he's driving like a classic and everything, and it's just so suave. This man is, the epitome of hey, I like my whiskey neat and so on. Well, I like it on the rocks, but neither here nor there. And we're going into the story of him trying to figure out who was trying to poison Lex Luthor, but ended up poisoning him. And the problem is, this poison is slowly killing him, because he happened to pretty much throw up at the point of impact of getting shot, that enough of the poison came out of him that now is slowly killing him, that he has about 10 days to live. Now, here's the funnier part. You know how Tom King likes to do his 10, his 9 grid pages, right? This is a 10 grid page, and it actually shows you literally one minute scene in every single issue that we're probably going to be, we're most likely going to see, because then you kind of, if you actually read back, and I got to read this 6 issues straight, guys. I not only, again, I had to play catch up, right? I started at issue 1, flew right into issue 6, and then because I had issue 1 literally right next to me still, I was like, wait a minute. I was like, that scene looked amazing, like very familiar. He puts it into the panels for you. It's so good. So we have little bits of teasers ready to go for us, and that's one of those cool things that Tom King does with everything. It's a lot of foreshadowing and so on. Now, all right, we're getting into some nitty gritty stuff right here. After he sees Dr. Midnight, he gives him all the spiel. He tries to tell him all this other stuff, like, hey, you should just do this and that. Obviously he expects them to like not, try to figure out who his killer is and all that kind of stuff and figure out. So Chance is doing all he's going to do because he knows that he needs to figure out who the hell this is, because at the same time, they might have the cure, right? But that's not his thing now. Right now, this is like an act of revenge, a last ditch effort. But this is where the nice little twist comes in, and how the JLI come into play. Dr. Midnight let him know that there were traces of, I guess the way that I remember reading it, it's a particular isotope that only surrounded a couple individuals, that because they went into a different dimension at one point. And the reason being is that the only ones that match are the members of the JLI, because of the fact that they did a mission that way, and now all of a sudden it happened. So it's like he somehow just all boiled down, and that's how he figured out Justice League International came right into it. Really, really interesting shit, right? But it's so cool. And it wouldn't be a Tom King story without adding in a love interest, right? If you guys see on the issue 2 and everything, they go right into pretty much bringing in Frost, okay? She is a member of the JLI. Well, technically not anymore, because all of them are, kind of like, on the bench / retired. But Frost, she is pretty much a demigod, to some extent. If you read it about her in any other issues and everything, you can see that she is a very big power set, one of the strongest ice-based power, metahumans around. No details I'm going to get into right now, because I was like, you guys got to read this. It's 6 issues, right? Perfect amount and everything. And you know how they do it in DC. They want to make this into a small trade, volume 1, and then give you volume 2 later on, because this is a maxi. But regardless of that, their chemistry is on a whole other level. Frost and him are just going back and forth. She is trying to get him off off the actual case itself and everything, because she's trying to protect someone that she feels that has is the one that poisoned him, but at the same time trying to be as helpful as possible. Why would you end up doing that? Like, if you don't feel guilty about it. And mind you, this is literally the beginning of the case. She comes in, gorgeous, superhero. She's powerful as hell. And one of the coolest things about it, no pun intended, is that, like, anytime she's in a room, the temperature drops. So it's kind of like, he's like, things a little colder. It's summertime in California right now. Why is it colder? She's in the room. So it's like having your own personal AC all the time. This is hilarious. Sorry, that's just me. Bad joke. But going on, it's not just then, like I said, it's now evolving from, I have to find my killer within 10 days or I'm dying anyway. So I need to make sure that I get this taken care of. Chance is a very complicated individual, to say the least, and everything. And but it's these nuances that you're getting, like in this noir feel. You see the detective, that there's a lot going on for him, and he has a lot of flaws. But then you're seeing a whole different side of him when Frost comes into the fold. She's willing to help him out, introduce him to more members of the JLA, the Justice League International, or just Justice League of America. I think it depends how you want to take it. And we jump into Booster Gold. You know, there's so many little, like, you know, these are some of the characters that are coming in, right? You know, matter of fact, I'm gonna actually jump in, right? You have Blue Beetle in one, like, in one point. This is Martian Manhunter. He's also a big dog in the Justice League of America. Guy Gardner, Green Lantern, he's up in there. And here's a full on fold right here. Mr. Miracle is a part of it. Fire, in particular, she's Frost's best friend. I forget who that guy is, actually. The one that looks like a, you know, like a dog kind of thing. Oh, God, that's, again, these guys were created back in the 1970s about, right? This team, at least, specifically. So it's been a long time since you've seen this team up. The characters have been around. You have seen them, definitely. But now it's like a matter of, like, some of them are a little obscure now. It is what it is, right? Like, that female right there, right behind, Captain Atom and Booster Gold. Nah, I can't remember that one. But that one other guy right there, he is from the Rocket Brigade, I'm pretty sure. Because, again, this is JL International. They're bringing in other heroes from different countries, and they're trying to expand and everything. Obviously, this is why they have the two aliens. We have Captain Atom because, you know, he's America pretty much. Batman keeping them all in reins. Secondly, Frost, she is also from Europe. Mr. Miracle from New Gods, and, you know, so on and so forth, right? So, like I said, Frost is lending a hand and, you know, giving, letting, Chance talk to the team members, you know, trying to get all these kind of things. Booster Gold, written amazing. He is still who he is. He is trying to make sure that he makes something of himself before any of all this other shit goes on in the future for himself. But now this is where the whole mystery and detective stories comes in. Chance already knows who the like, you know, his person of interest is, but because Frost came in, made it a little bit more complicated for him. So now he's just biding his time, just letting things fall into place. So when it becomes very apparent of who it is, Frost doesn't give him literally like the cold shoulder. So that's how that gets, right? Booster Gold's doing his own thing. Now all of a sudden we have like another little piece of the clue and something else building up. He goes then to meet Blue Beetle, which honestly, this is actually one of my favorite issues with Blue Beetle. Love this guy. Ted Cord, honestly, very, very unsung hero for me. He gets a bad rep. Yes, he is a Batman-esque character, you know, but he is very smart. He has a business and he's doing all that kind of stuff. But he's also just funny, like, and it's such a nice little change of pace, you know. And then, like, obviously, if you read anything like Booster and Gold together and all that kind of stuff, they are a duo that just keeps things light, but at the same time, you love them because they're fun, right? This issue was fun. This is great, and I want to say this is the issue that really showed the romance of that was culminating between Christopher Chance and Frost. And oh man, Tom, I'm gonna sidebar. Tom, your writing, especially in the very beginning of this love affair. Wow, chef kiss right off the bat, guys. You don't. There's a line that Christopher Chance says at the very end of this issue that straight up. It's perfection, dude. It's like, oh wow. Damn it, I don't understand what, like, this, all the cold puns. I was gonna say this gave me chills. This scene gave me chills because it did. Like, but so many puns. I am sorry. I apologize to everyone for that. But there's a reason for it. Obviously, he is already starting to like her, and so on and so forth. He's like completely, infatuated with her, and that's why he's kind of thrown off from this case all around from like the first 3-4 issues, because she's unknowingly doing more than what she expected. Obviously, no woman goes into into anything to try to seduce somebody, because I try to give him the benefit of the doubt, right? But she starts liking him too, because shit, this dude's suave as hell, man. Like, mind you, he is drinking just to kind of hold back the poison a bit and just try to help his cough, because that's one of the other themes here. This guy's coughing up a lung half the time. It sucks. Like, he's poisoned. There's nothing else you can do. But needless to say, this issue, wow, went a whole other level up, right? But then we kind of need to remember, and I might need to backtrack actually a little bit too. So one of the big things, right, actually happened, I want to say, around this issue as well, around issue 3. Tom King remembers how Guy Gardner was back in the JLA. Because when he was written originally, he was written like a hothead. This man did not think before acting. Yes, brave as shit. If you need somebody at your corner, I would pick Guy Gardner any day of the week, because this man will take a bullet for you. He will, make sure that this guy takes every punch possible just to save you a punch, right? Guy Gardner is a great teammate. Now, as a personal person, hothead, and he's just a huge freaking douche, okay? Unfortunately, Tom King definitely upped the ante of how much of a douche, Guy Gardner can be, right? Right off the bat, just because, she's helping him with the case and so on and so forth. This guy ends up breaking into his apartment to sit on his freaking bed to, like, legitimately, try to intimidate him to not see his ex-girlfriend. Because if you guys didn't already know, ex-girlfriend Frost, Guy Gardner. So, yeah, it's on top of the drama, right? Love triangle. But at the same time, they're broken up. It happens. And that in the fold on top of it, it's insane. Because now we're fighting, Christopher Chance, a guy with just a freaking magnum, is trying to, just survive against a dude with a Green Lantern ring. There's no contest there. Obviously, Guy Gardner's going to take him. But, it's neither here nor there. He does outsmart him eventually. Takes some time, but he eventually gets it. And obviously Frost is not about this right now. She can't stand that guy is playing around like this. There's so many good things here. And again, I'm sorry, because again, I'm not trying to give too much away, but here's one thing I could say. The guy is also pissed because of the fact that this is a case that he wanted to work on with Frost, because the motive for someone trying to poison Lex Luthor is because Lex Luthor actually inadvertently, or technically because of him, killed Frost. So, there's the added drama, right? Tom King, great job, right? So, building up to that, it's like, so much going on. So much is going on and everything. We're adding in history for, Chance, trying to figure out, what else, is about this person. He's good, but he's not perfect, obviously. He understands a lot of stuff. He's a master of disguise. You could say he's an actor, best actor, one of the best actors around. He's, expert at firearms, investigative. He's a detective as well. He knows martial arts, because obviously he needs to know something. But, this, I feel like they keep it as, like, fisticuffs, what I mean? Like, he knows how to punch a dude out real quick. And then again, when he plays somebody, he plays somebody. He is the epitome of this person. That's one of the cool things about that, right? So, now, this is the interesting issue. He has to talk to Martian Manhunter. Because, one, he's trying to build up a case, and so on and so forth. Excuse me. 1 second. Wow. If you see how he chugs it, it's a whole different level. That's a man that drinks a lot. Back to it, right? This is a character that also is very obscure. She is actually a alien from a different, I want to say a different time period. but got stuck in the past. And she's a character that I want to say she's kind of like from the Legion of Superheroes. She's Saturn Girl, right? Is it Saturn Girl? Oh, damn it. I should have never brought that one up. Now somebody's going to fact check me. It's fine. But she is a very, very strong psychic. She's, she can read anybody's mind, break into it, get in and out, get whatever the hell she wants. She can do all this stuff. Pretty much a Martian Manhunter, but just a lot hotter. She actually trained Christopher Chance how to block certain parts of his mind so that he can evade a psychic attack, right? And Martian Manhunter, unfortunately, doesn't want to play it safe. He ends up trying to do something like that to Christopher. And the human target was ready for it. He expected it, unfortunately. But it's all because Martian Manhunter has stuff to hide too, and it's a great freaking scene. It's beautiful how all this works out. He learned how to put certain things in a certain place to then also drop their guard and see what he needs to see as well. So over dinner, these two were just like literally within just passing the salt, all in their mind, able to figure out what they needed to learn, how they what happened, how did it happen. And now we find out that Fire is the prime suspect and had the biggest motive from everyone to kill Lex Luthor to save her bestie, revenge her bestie, really, right? Even though she's back, it is what it is. So that issue is just something else. That's literally the mind F, right? That's where it is. But this is where it really blows up. I'm not even gonna give you it all. I can't give you all. I can't because you need to read this. This is why I'm talking about this. This issue is something else. Just something else. Guy Gardner doesn't get the actual the memo. He's still the jealous boyfriend. He's still ex-boyfriend. He doesn't know how to say, just back off and just let things go. And unfortunately, he gets what he's coming to him. And, you got to read to find out, right? So, with 6 issues in, we are only about 4 days technically from Christopher Chance dying. But it's a 12-issue maxi series. So obviously, I want to say we have 2 more issues after the fact. So something happens, we get an anti-venom or something, like serum or something, and Christopher Chance survives. Now, this is the culmination of what I can tell you right now with 6 issues. I fell in love with this story so quickly. All it took was about an issue and a half, barely. It is very mature, age 17 plus. That's why it says it on the cover. But when it comes down to it, this is what Tom King does best. He is amazing at making you fall in love with characters that you have not heard from in a long time. But guess what? These are characters that he grew up with, and now he has a new way of telling their story, and it's amazing. If you like noir, if you like detective stories, you like a 007-esque character, this is what you need to read. It's 6 issues. We have another 6 issues coming up. I want to say beginning of next year or by September. I want to say I'll try to find those notes before I put this up in our thing, so then I can put it in the notes below. We have more issues to come, and it's just so much drama, so much amazing things happening in this. The artwork is gorgeous. Colors are on a whole other level. I think I've read a little spark notes that Greg Smallwood, I had to bring that up just to make sure that I said the right Greg. He actually gained some inspiration for colors from the 101 Dalmatians movie, which if you guys are as old as me, you watched it, and it's loud. It is a loud movie, and it's like animated beautifully. So with that being said, art is amazing. The storyline is going insane right now. I don't understand what he's going to be doing next. I'm just excited to see what he does next because, that's how good the story is. Obviously, if you enjoyed, his Strange Adventures title, and also, you know, Mr. Miracle title that he came out with recently as well. You're gonna love this book so far. It's too freaking amazing. Oh my god, those lines, the just the narration, the banter back and forth, the detective story to it all. And honestly, you know, the best thing that he could do for us right now is make sure that Batman doesn't show up until issue 12. And if that, don't even show up, because he does not need to be in this story, even though he has been in the JLA before, obviously. But Christopher Chance is holding this shit down so well. It's amazing. Highly recommend to get this out. All right, I want you guys to make sure to read it all because that's the only way to do it, obviously. But you have the chance. This is what I did during my catch up. This is one of the first series that I wanted to catch up on. You can't go wrong with this. It's one of the best things out right now. I forget if they're going to actually collect it all, but we'll find out, right? So, guys, that's how I'm going to leave it. 6 issues, amazing. Great storyline, amazing artwork. You can't go wrong. Now, with that, I'll leave it at this. If you guys enjoyed this, please leave a comment. Put a like button on it. This is going to go on the Nerdy Basement main page for the YouTube and also on the podcast. Let me know what else you want us to catch up on, because that's what it's going to be called. I'm going to call it the catch up. That's what I'm doing. I'm getting going. But with that, guys, this is Eddie from the Nerdy Basement and Comics in the Basement. I hope you enjoyed this. Don't forget to go read and support your local comic book store. And with that, stay nerdy, my friends, and peace out.